Alright, so you guys may have noticed that my recent Hypixel related videos may have not been too positive, and that's honestly because the changes that they've been making, in my opinion, aren't so positive. But we do have some good news. I just noticed the changes which they made recently that is actually pretty solid, and I wanted to talk about it because it's a change that fixes an issue that they recently created. So basically, Hypixel made a problem a little while back, and now they fixed it partly, and hopefully they fix it fully soon. So I'm Alex, welcome back to another commentary video. I'm going to be talking about Hypixel today, and this recent change that I think is positive, I'm going to be talking about it and also be talking about how Hypixel could make it even better. Also, I don't want to be that guy, but I do got a song coming out on Monday, so stay tuned for that, midnight New York time. Anyways, rambling aside, let's get into it. So yeah, I mean, this whole thing, it started back around a month ago. So if you guys haven't noticed, I've started playing Capture the Wool in my videos for gameplay. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but I did it the video before this one and also in this video. We'll see if I do it for future ones, but so far Capture the Wool is honestly a pretty fun game to record gameplay for, and it's also pretty entertaining to watch in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it's good that I'm playing Capture the Wool, but the only reason that I can play Capture the Wool is because it's in the Wool Games lobby. If you guys are active Hypixel players, you might know that around a month ago, Capture the Wool was moved from the arcade games lobby to the Wool Games one. It wasn't really a fitting lobby, the arcade one. It had like its own separate community compared to the rest of the arcade community from what I know. So, you know, moving it was a very good idea on Hypixel's end, but it surprisingly revived the game because it started dying after a little while. And I think the point that I can say it died the most was when Hypixel released a dropper to the arcade lobby, because at that point, they added rotating NPCs to the arcade lobby. So instead of removing or, you know, just keeping all the NPCs in the lobby, they just kind of like only kept a few a day. So there's like 4 rotating modes, and then there's also 3 that are just static. So that's zombies, dropper, and party games. There are some pretty fun arcade games I would love to play on video for you guys, like for example, Bounty Hunters, right? That would be a fun game I considered recording for background footage. But thing is, even if that game is in rotation, you know, showcase to the players, it doesn't matter. Now, I'm not gonna be that guy to sugarcoat things. The arcade lobby has always been pretty dead in the recent years. I cannot remember the last time that lobby was really alive. And regardless of that, even though it's a pretty dead lobby, I think it's mostly dead now because of this game mode rotation thing. There's a lot of small communities within arcade which I feel have suffered from this. I'm not in that community anymore, so I couldn't tell you. But me personally, from the numbers I've been seeing, it looks like the arcade games are, you know, on a steady decline. And I know this is a very niche problem, but it might be spreading to more game modes soon. For example, Hypixel admin Motor Gorilla, shout out to him. I don't know if he's the one who's actually doing this or if someone's telling him to, but he's basically the admin who's making posts asking the community for feedback on, you know, updates, which has been pretty rare. I feel like recently, like the whole community asking the wider community instead of maybe just a few people the admins might know. So, you know, Motor Gorilla, he's been known for kind of like just asking people like what they want updated. He or she, I'm not really sure, but yeah, they've been known for that, for asking people what they want to get updated in certain game modes. And for build battle, the same thing was asked, and one of the things that was mentioned by them was that they might potentially, you know, add a game mode rotation to build battle. Now, they went back on this whole idea, I believe. From the screenshot here, you can see that they kind of like, you know, just said it was an idea that was thrown out, and you know, the player base didn't like that idea very much, so they completely went back on it. So yeah, I mean, at least that's good. I'm not gonna get too deep into the whole build battle update thing. I might make another whole video separate on that because honestly, it's a little more nuanced. It's not like they're gonna be rotating all modes. They're thinking of rotating like a party mode, which is something I guess they're working on. But yeah, I mean, it looks like even if it's only 2 game modes or 3 game modes that Hypixel is thinking of rotating, the community, when they heard that idea, did not like it at all for build battle. And you have to think that build battle is a lobby with like 5 different game modes. Okay, an arcade has nearly 20, and the build battle community did not think rotating this was a good idea. So you can only imagine how much more harmful it is for a lobby that has like 4 times more players who have this like rotation thing, because I don't know what the statistics are like exactly, but from what I've seen, people are not queuing these rotation games, and this is especially true on weekdays. Okay, most most people are not even playing on weekdays. So what ends up happening is game modes that are in rotation on the weekend might get a little player boost, but otherwise it's not anything that really matters. Like I've seen a lot of rotation modes, even popular, relatively popular Hypixel game modes like Hypixel says, just kind of like getting 0 players. So I mean, it's not looking good in my opinion. I don't think this was ever a good change to make, the whole rotation thing, especially for a game that was Capture the Wool in the arcade lobby being a rotatable mode. That was probably a very bad idea on Hypixel's end. I don't know how it was, but I never saw Capture the Wool really queue when it was on rotation. But I also didn't see it on rotation that much because there's a lot of modes that have to cycle. So I just thought that was a really bad idea on Hypixel's end to do. Like I'll say this, okay, rotations aren't always bad. We can take a look at Bed Wars, for example. Bed Wars rotates with a few Dreams modes, be it Lucky Blocks or Armed or what was it, Rush Bed Wars. Like those are good modes to rotate because, you know, they're not really a primary game mode. And same thing with Sky Wars. For Sky Wars, it was like lab modes. It was Lucky Blocks, TNT Madness, Slime, and there's some other ones that got removed and then the rest that got removed. So now it's only Lucky Blocks. So yeah, I mean, Hypixel didn't like the idea of rotations in Sky Wars, which in my opinion, okay, I think they should have kept, but I understand where they're coming from. But at the same time, it's like, why, bro? Like, why are you guys now just giving that to arcade? Okay, they gave this to arcade after the fact that it was removed from Sky Wars, I believe. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I was just, you know, pretty upset to see all of that happening. I was disappointed to see arcade rotations happen, and I'm glad that they moved Capture the Wool to the Wool Games lobby. It's really long overdue though. This update took way too long, but yeah, it's glad to see that game properly queuing again is what I can say. I've been enjoying my time on it so far, and at the end of the day, I just hope that Hypixel finds some sort of solution to this arcade rotation issue. And you know, what's more important is that they don't spread that over to other game modes. As they have seen, it's probably not working too well with arcade, but they do not care because, you know, arcade's a pretty dead lobby anyways. You know, most people only play the games that aren't on rotation, that are just there permanently. So I understand that the arcade lobby and everything is low on their priority list, but let's just hope that they do learn a lesson from the changes they made there and can use it on their more popular games, hopefully, you know? So yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm very curious to hear what you guys think on this whole thing. Please let me know in the comments below. I've been Alex. If you guys have made it this far into the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that. And yeah, a new song is out on Monday, which is tomorrow probably from when this video comes out publicly. If you remember, maybe like 2 days before or 1 day, it depends on your time zone, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love y'all, and yeah, see ya. Got an Asian baddie and